Yo, what's good with y'all? It's your boy Nick, and welcome back to another day of Reactionmas. Today we are reacting to Lamar Jackson has become a problem. Let's get straight into it.
This is the worst year of Lamar's career. Not even close. He has just so many misses. Lamar's got the same type of misses that JJ McCarthy has had this year. Just egregious misses.
Good luck next year, Baltimore. Good luck next year.
2025 has been an incredible year for the NFL. There have been major breakouts, fun storylines, and most importantly, parity at the top of the league, which is something that we haven't seen in a long time. In the AFC specifically, it seems like there have only been 4 teams in contention for the past 7 years, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Baltimore Ravens. However, that's not the case anymore, and I think the most surprising team out of those to fail this year has been the Baltimore Ravens. All year, they've dealt with injuries and a tough schedule, but it seemed like once Lamar Jackson came back that they'd be at the top of the AFC North again, but that just hasn't happened. The 2-time MVP has not been at the top of his game as of late, but why? What in the world is going on with Lamar Jackson? Well, that's what I'm here to tell you. So before we get to the content, we are still running a jersey giveaway on this channel. All you have to do to enter, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the Ravens, they got good players, but they just don't play good though. Like, they got Derrick Henry. He's been fumbling all year. Then they got decent defensive players. They can't play that good defense. Yeah, I don't know what's going on though.
Notifications and comment down below what jersey you'd like. We're running the same giveaway on my Instagram page at the Flight Mike. You just have to follow random. And just one more quick announcement. If you took my re-Xing your money, the pick I 3 prize to sign play a on a week. And thank you, everybody. Lamar Jackson has seemingly lost his spark over the last month, and quite honestly, it makes no sense. Last year, Lamar Jackson was arguably the best player in the entire sport, throwing for 4,172 yards, 41 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions, posting a passer rating of 119.6 and leading his Ravens to a 12-5 record, and an AFC North victory. Many would argue that he was even robbed of his 3rd MVP last season, and that's a valid argument. But for some reason, that all-time level of play has not translated into 2025. This season, in the 10 games that Lamar Jackson has started, he's only thrown for 2,060 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Good for a 100 passer rating on the dot. But most importantly, the Ravens are currently sitting at 6-7. Okay, come on, do it. Throw in the 6-7 memes. F***ing 6-7! I'm such an idiot. Please don't unsubscribe. Yes, Lamar Jackson did miss 3 games, but they're still 5-5 with him under center. In the 10 games that Lamar Jackson started this year, the Ravens have lost just as many games as they did in 17 Lamar Jackson starts in 2024. For years, Lamar has been the savior of this team, but that's just not the case anymore, at least not this year. Now, there are 2 main reasons for this. First of all, Lamar has been dealing with injuries all season long. He's missed practices every week. He missed a month due to a hamstring injury, and he's constantly getting beaten up in games. Which brings me to my next reason, his offensive line. Well, sort of. Lamar Jackson has taken the 7th most sacks in football in 2025, tied with Patrick Mahomes and Jacoby Brissett at 29. But that's not all. Out of every quarterback this season with at least 250 dropbacks, Lamar has the 6th highest pressure to sack percentage at 22.1%. Now, if you compare that to 2024, where Lamar had arguably his best season as a pro, he only took 26 sacks total, and had the 4th lowest pressure to sack percentage among quarterbacks with at least 250 dropbacks at 11.2%. This year, teams are sacking Lamar Jackson twice as much, and you could say it's fully on the offensive line, and you could say it's fully on Lamar, but it's really a mix of both. According to PFF, the Ravens have the 10th worst pass blocking grade this season at 62.3. However, that number is a tad bit skewed due to guys like Ronnie Stanley and Tyler Linderbaum playing solid thus far. Where the Ravens offensive line really starts to fall apart every week is at the guard position. Both starting guards for the Ravens, Daniel Falele on the right side and Andrew Voorhees on the left side, are in the bottom 10 for offensive guards this season, according to PFF's pass blocking grade at 9 and 10 respectively. No other
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been watching that much Ravens games. I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan, even though the Ravens are my backup team when the Falcons doing bad, and Lamar my favorite player, but I haven't been watching that much. I just know Derrick Henry haven't been playing that good. He been fumbling, and the Ravens in itself, the whole team haven't been playing good.
team has guards in the bottom 10. The guard position has been killer for the Ravens this season, but this doesn't mean that Lamar Jackson isn't to blame as well. When it comes to taking sacks that are your own fault, Lamar Jackson statistically has the most this season with 17. Now, if you look at the names on this list, you'll notice that these are 5 of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL, and guys who love to create something out of nothing. So this might not mean much to you on the surface, but let's take a deeper look at it. If you look at the percentage of sacks taken that are the quarterback's fault, Lamar Jackson leads by a wide margin at 28.6%, with the second highest, Josh Allen, having 4 fewer percent responsibility. That list is relatively similar to the sack list, but let me show you the alternative that really proves my point. If you look at the percentage of sacks taken that are the offensive line's fault, Lamar Jackson is dead last in that as well, by an even wider margin, with the offensive line only taking 65.5% responsibility for his sacks, and his second least being the New England offensive line with 73.6% responsibility. That is an absurd difference. Baltimore's
But I feel like he's going to get more pressure just because of the fact that he's a running quarterback. Like, he runs a lot, so he's going to get pressure, and it's going to be a lot of sacks on him because he's trying to roll out or trying to step up in the pocket and then end up getting sacked. So that is his fault for doing that. But then also with the offensive line, it's just some plays that the offensive line flat out just not guarding and not doing that good.
offensive line hasn't been perfect, but Lamar Jackson definitely hasn't made it any easier for them. He's trying to do too much on a bum leg, and that's simply not going to work.
Breaking news to you. I'm not interrupting your normally scheduled programming. Lamar Jackson isn't playing well. He's just not.
Now, in case numbers aren't good enough to show you the lackluster play from Lamar Jackson this season, so maybe some film will be, because I don't just like throwing stats at you guys. I also like to make sure you guys understand that the eye test isn't being passed here either. I'm going to show you a few plays from Lamar Jackson against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday, and it's not pretty. The first play I'm going to go over is a pretty simple one, but it set the tone for the rest of the game, and not in a good way. On 3rd and 5 on their own 31-yard line, the Ravens were looking to answer back after an Aaron Rodgers rushing touchdown that gave Pittsburgh an early lead, but they would need to convert here if they wanted to keep driving down the field. Pittsburgh has 5 guys in the box to start this play, and knowing how terrible both Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offensive line have been under pressure this season, it wouldn't be a bad idea to send a blitz on 3rd down. The Ravens are running a tight shotgun formation, and with only 5 yards to the sticks, this opens up the sidelines against man coverage on both sides. This is going to be a battle of who can finish the play quicker. Can Pittsburgh get to Lamar before he can make a play, or can Lamar get rid of the ball before Pittsburgh blows him up? Well, once the ball is snapped, we find out. Despite having 5 guys in the box, Pittsburgh only rushes 3 of those men, with a blitzing Brandon Echols coming from the slot corner position. This is 4 rushers, including a defensive back. Again,
So they got people covering though. So they blocking on
6 Ravens blockers due to Baltimore's 3rd down back sticking in the backfield to help protect the passer. Lamar Jackson drops back and he goes over his reads, and there's only one route that I really want to point out here, and that's what Isaiah Likely does from the slot. While the rest of the Ravens immediately break into their routes as soon as the ball is snapped, Likely delays his route for just a fraction of a second. He does this, runs a 5-yard curl route that sits in between the Pittsburgh zone that's being run, and he ends up being wide open at the sticks for what would be an easy 1st down if targeted. However, Lamar Jackson doesn't seem to see him. He's going through his progressions in the backfield, but it's not a left to right thing. He starts by looking for a deep route on the left side of the field, and then he immediately darts his eyes over the middle of the field to look for his second option. Isaiah Likely was likely his 3rd or 5th read as a potential check down option, but there isn't enough time for Lamar Jackson to get there. Once Lamar gets to his second read, he's already being forced to try and evade a sack due to Echols beating Daniel Falele in a pass rush rep, which gives him a lane straight to the quarterback. Echols gets the sack, and this play could go 2 ways. You could blame Lamar Jackson for not finding Likely
Yeah, so you could blame it on him, or you could blame it
on this play, or you could blame his offensive guard for letting a defensive
because yeah, he just let him slide by.
back beat him in a one-on-one pass rush rep. But no matter who you place the blame on, it's going to be negative yardage for Baltimore. The next play here is probably the one that everyone is going to talk about from this game, and rightfully so. In yet another 3rd and medium situation in their own territory, which by the way Baltimore loves, Lamar and the Ravens are in a very similar situation as they were in the last play you saw. Because of that, I won't break down the pre-snap as much as I usually do, and I'll focus more on what happens post-snap, because that's where this play gets really juicy. The ball snaps, Pittsburgh once again rushes 4, but this time the Baltimore offensive line does its job. The only threat that Pittsburgh initially has at creating pressure is TJ Watt, who happens to be one of the greatest pass rushers of all time. Watt is going to bull rush right tackle Roger Rosengarten, but ironically enough, Daniel Falele, without a man to block, comes over and absolutely obliterates Watt, completely erasing him from the play and creating a lane to the right for Lamar to scramble and extend the play, because every single receiving option is strapped thus far. Lamar does use this space to scramble and extend the play, and with that chemistry that he and the Baltimore receivers have built over the years, a couple of them start to break toward the sideline to create some space and give Lamar an easy throw out of the pocket. One of those receivers is Rasheen Ali, who not only breaks towards the sideline, but he also breaks up the field, completely losing his man due to his eyes being locked onto Lamar. Lamar has his open man. Now all he has to do is find him. However, Lamar is doing two things wrong here. First, Lamar is staring down this route, and second, he's holding the ball up, acting like he's going to pass, with Peyton Watson rushing at Lamar on the sideline. James Pierre, who is initially manned up on Ali, knows that Lamar can only take a hit or pass the ball. So what does he do? He backs up and he plays the pass, baiting Lamar into making this throw to Ali, and coming down with a one-handed pick that let everyone know exactly what kind of game this was going to become. This play was
So he just
100% on Lamar, and for someone who barely throws interceptions, this was a costly one. The last play of this video doesn't even need a breakdown, it simply speaks for itself. Baltimore only has time left for a Hail Mary to win the game and takes sole possession of first place in the AFC North. But Lamar Jackson does literally the worst thing you could do here. While everyone is running to the end zone ready to try to catch a miraculous jump ball, Lamar Jackson takes a sack from Alex Highsmith as the clock runs out, and the Ravens lose the game. I mean, what are you doing, man? How do you not even give your team a chance to win the game on this play?
Nah, he stepped too far back on that though.
Everyone is running to the end zone ready to try to catch a miraculous jump.
Like he should have just stopped right here. Like right here, stop.
Ball. Lamar Jackson takes a sack from Alex Highsmith as the clock runs out, and the Ravens lose the game. I mean, what are you doing, man? How do you not even give your team a chance to win the game on this play? I understand that Ronnie Stanley lost his block, but you at least need to throw this ball away with 1 or 2 seconds left and try again, or I don't know, throw the ball to the end zone. This is a losing play from Lamar Jackson, and it's sad to see, but we've seen a lot of those this season. Sitting at 6-7, the Baltimore Ravens somehow still hold their own destiny in the playoffs with an opportunity to win the AFC North if they win out. But with games against the New England Patriots and the Green Bay Packers remaining, I'm not sure that will happen. On top of that, they play Pittsburgh and Cincinnati one more time each, who are two teams that Baltimore has lost to in the last 2 weeks. The season is looking like it's
pretty sure they just beat the Bengals, right?
Over in Baltimore. If you're a Ravens fan, don't be too upset, because at least you'll get a good draft pick. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below, because if you think this is bad, you should see what the hell's going on with the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, I broke down what they're doing wrong, how we've never seen this in NFL history, and whether this could truly be the end of the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm not gonna lie, the Chiefs, boy.
I'll leave a link to it in the end screen. I'll meet you guys there. I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
Yeah. Shout out to Microphone, aka Flight Mike, with W Video. I feel like I don't know what's going on with the Ravens, but it's been an issue with the Ravens though. The Ravens haven't done nothing. Like they haven't done nothing. Like respectfully, they haven't done nothing. So they just won their game against the Bengals this past Sunday. Then they lost to the Steelers before that. Then lost to the Bengals before that. So they play against the Patriots, Green Bay, and the Steelers again. I feel like they might be done. But I think they gotta win the rest of their games this season. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I tried something new today. I reacted to a football video. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Join the Discord link below, even though y'all haven't been listening to me. Some of y'all don't even make it to the end of the video. But yeah. So yeah, comment down below what y'all think. Join Discord, like the video, turn on noties, and yeah, I'm out. Yep.